Okay, this is Meadows. I hope everybody's doing well. I pray for everyone all the time. And full armor of God is what we need. So this article, it says, this is the thing that will save us from coronavirus disaster this fall. So, of course, they always put a catch to it. Influenza virus vaccine. Now, it's this that there's all kinds of wrong with it. CDC Director Robert Redfield says that one of the most important things you can do this fall to protect yourself and others is to get a flu shot. Okay. Now, I read somewhere when you get a flu shot, there are strains of COVID in it. And in the flu shot, if you get a flu shot, that's why so many people are coming up positive when they take the COVID test. Now, I love researching, so I will do my best to try and find it. Now, I think they need to start bettering their English here. If enough people get the flu and vaccine, if enough people get the flu and COVID-19 infections spike again, Redfield warns that hospitals across the U.S. could be overrun like New York City earlier this year. Another fear. They always want to put fear. Now, why would they put if enough people get the flu and COVID-19? I mean, I think that it should be worded a little bit different. If several people, unfortunately, get the flu and COVID-19, infections may spike again. That's my opinion. Please put your comments, your opinions, whatever you'd like to say down below. I don't delete and I don't judge, and I always welcome anything anybody says, because we're all different and we all have different opinions. Negative, positive, whatever it may be, I don't look at them as negative or positive. It's somebody who has an opinion. The CDC has purchased 9.3 million extra doses of the flu vaccine for this fall. You're probably tired of hearing it by now, but there are 3 things you can do to decrease your chances of catching or spreading the novel coronavirus. We all know it, especially Dr. Fauci. He's all over the place, and he can never stick to one story, especially about the COVID. That's what the government recommends, but as fall approaches, you can add one more tip to that list: get a flu shot. So, of course, they are pushing the flu shot. Okay, so get a flu shot. In a recent live streamed conversation with the Journal of the American Medical Association, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention Director Dr. Robert Redfield voiced his concerns about the flu season overlapping with the unending COVID-19 pandemic. It's not unending. Yes, there are several cases. People are sick, even in my family, distant family, they've been sick. It is an illness, and there's so many other illnesses out there as well that are actually being pushed to the side. If this turns out to be a particularly bad flu season, Redfield says hospitals across the U.S. could end up being overrun like the ones in New York City were back in April. The biggest fear I have, of course, by COVID and flu at the same time, is that our hospital capacity could get strained. Redfield told the JAMA EIC Howard Buckner on Thursday, and we need to stay vigilant to the mitigation steps right now, because come the fall, if we have flu causing its problems and we have COVID causing its problems, and they build on each other, we could end up with another loss of significant life. Of course, one of the biggest differences between the flu and COVID-19 is that we have a vaccine for the flu, and if enough people get vaccinated this fall, it could alleviate a significant amount of the pressure that hospitals are likely to face. Redfield says that the CDC purchased 9.3 million additional doses of the flu vaccine this year, and the agency's goal is to get 65% vaccine acceptance across the board. As ABC News notes, the CDC estimates that between 24,000 and 62,000 Americans died of the flu from October 1st, 2019 to April 4th, 2020. Well, they estimated it, and 24,000 and 62,000, that's a huge jump. They should start having a curve, or whatever it is, having all of the flu cases recorded just like they do with the COVID. Meanwhile, COVID-19 has killed over 174,000 Americans since March. Well, I'm all in favor of having all the diseases tracked, just like COVID. Because again, I'm going to point out that the CDC estimates that between 24,000 and 62,000 Americans died of the flu. That's a huge jump. So what is it? There's a huge gap in there. This fall and winter could be one of the most complicated public health times we have, with the two coming at the same time, Redfield said, referring to COVID-19 and the flu spreading in the United States simultaneously. On the other hand, I'm an optimist that if the American public heeds the advice that we said about the face covering and the social distancing and the hand washing and being smart about crowds, this could be one of the best flu seasons we had. We have. And particularly if they do one more thing, and that is to embrace the flu vaccine with confidence. Well, I'm not getting any flu vaccine or any vaccines. I've had one flu shot in my life, and it was horrible. It was horrific, actually. So I don't think that they're recording all the side effects from flu vaccines. Okay, this is Meadows Files, and this is my opinion, and I hope that you leave a comment down below, and thank you for listening in. Have a great day, morning, night, wherever you may be. God bless.